7 marital truths no one ever told you. Truth number 4. Now, I have shared about 3 marital truths no one ever told you, and I'm super excited at the way you've received it and the fact that this has been super helpful. Now, the 4th truth no one may likely told you, even including marriage counselors, is that when the marital governance system is not mutually defined, one person will die for the other person to leave. It's amazing that before a guy gets the hand of a lady in marriage, he does everything, goes everywhere, buys bouquet of flowers, sends all kinds of gifts, takes her everywhere. Then they get married. And you find this a lot, among African couples and maybe the Latinos, right? They get married and all of a sudden, almost as if there's an unspoken constitution that says he needed to stop all those things, and the lady has to be the one to do the cooking, and he has to be the provider. I don't know where we got it from, but it's been like the traditional roles over the years. Now, unknown to a lot of couples, they all play different marital formation. Now, when there is no uniform or mutually agreed marital governance system, what begins to happen is the more powerful person will begin to dish out instructions. So it will be almost like a military rule where I have a say. And what begins to manifest is a situation where one person looks like a superior to the other person. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right. So it looks like all of a sudden, 2 best friends before they got married, suddenly one person is a master, the other person is the slave. Now, there are different formations people play in marriage. You have the bossy-done relationship where one person is, living the life of the other person. And what happened in bossy-done is you are married to a boss, he has a say, you have no say. In fact, in some instances, people have to do sign of the cross to talk to their lover. Then you have the chances where the person is manipulative and he uses you to gain strength, after which he begins to manifest who he is. You have the galacticals where all of you are power at every level, and then there's a lot of argument and power tussle. Then you have the brethren, which you find among the religious people, right? They are together because of their anchor, which is what people will say. Then you have the dream team. Now, where there is no uniform picture of a desirable future, marriage is going to terribly suffer. So that's why we always say in sessions that couples should write down their marital vision or family vision. And in almost every 8 out of 10, you would realize that they are writing different things. Now, no matter how good you mean for your family, the moment you and your spouse are not writing the same vision, what it means is that you have 2 different visions within the family. And every vision has got a destination, because vision has been defined as a mental picture of a preferred future. What this simply means is, so let's say you want a godly home and the other person wants a prosperous home. The godly home is going like this, the prosperous home is going like this. Both of them are holding on to each other, but they are going their separate vision, their separate ways. What begins to happen, there's a lot of friction, infighting, because you're trying to stretch yourself. Then after a while, one person breaks free, right? And that's what they call divorce. Or the other person drags the other person. And so you find a situation where one person is leaving for the other person's die. How do people find themselves in a relationship where one person says, you know what, you need to stay at home and raise the children while I develop myself? So they grow intellectually apart because one person is giving to personal development and the other person is at home. So what happens to the dream and the vision of the person that is at home? You even have situations where, because someone wants to get married, the other person is saying, you know what, you need to quit your job. Meanwhile, the job actually adds up to the esteem of that person. And the moment they quit the job, it becomes a shadow of themselves. I mean, there was a year, I must have worked with over 80 women who were dealing with mild depression. And almost everyone I worked with, there was something consistent. They began to look, they started looking at who they used to be versus who they had become as a result of their marriage. And they realized that they were a shadow of the high-flying ladies they were before they got married. So I always say that you can always eat your cake and have it. No one needs to die for the other person to live. So what do you need to do? There must be a clear marital vision wherein the collective desires of everyone in the relationship, or the both parties in the relationship, must be taken cognizance of in crafting a family vision. You need to agree on your marital values. You need to design what we call the DNA creed of your family. Trust me, these are consulting part of family life coaching or family life counseling that I take people through. You need to create the legends of your nation, and you create and pick relevant activities that can create your family culture. Then you begin to build systems that promote the best interest of both of you, and you document it, because in documenting, your children will learn by observing you. Then they have a document that helps them build a proper family. Now, a lot of people just take marriage as just one of those things. They don't see it as they're building a nation or they're building a company. So they do it as they like, and they put in a lot of emotions. Emotions are valid, but you have to understand that systems aren't emotional if you truly are committed to building the outcome you truly want to build. So the two of you need to ask yourself, is our marital system clear? Is it mutually defined? Right? Are you dying for the other person to leave? It's time to understand that nobody needs to die in a relationship. As a matter of fact, relationships will make your life better. If you're married to someone, or if you're dating someone who cannot stand your greatness, maybe that person is not worthy of you. But if you're married already to the person, you need to sit them down or look for people to respect and have that conversation for them to know that something is dying in you. Because the moment what you're passionate about begins to die or is taken away from you, your esteem dies. And once your esteem dies, you become a human doing or a human thing and not a human being. I hope this has been helpful. So that's number 4, marital truth no one ever told you. I'll be back for the 5th one some other time. Enjoy yourself. I am praised for your number 1 family life innovator. I love you. Bye-bye.